Many years ago, a researcher discovered evidence of an ancient mother civilization, MU, and it looks like this is where we truly came from. What is this Mu civilization? What proof did historians find to brand it a mother civilization? Is it possible that we came from this extraterrestrial lineage? Aside from the legendary Moai of Easter Island, the pyramid phenomenon is a mystery that might hold clues to the mother civilization. How do you explain structures so great being built across different parts of the world in similar patterns? Many say that the pyramids were built by the Egyptians, but is that true? How come pyramids built thousands of years apart by different civilizations all follow the same principles? Take a look at the Great Pyramid of Giza. Located in Egypt, the structure is so meticulously built that scholars say it is aligned with extreme mathematical precision. Now, look at the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. They share similar designs despite being built thousands of years later. But this is the least cause for surprise. Have you seen the Shanxi pyramids, China? These are older than the Egyptian pyramids, yet they follow a similar geometric blueprint. This begs the question, were they truly built by different civilizations with no connection to each other? If yes, how would distant civilizations build the same structures, using the same principles, if they were completely isolated? What if the mother civilization, Mu, was the dot that connected them all? Multiple theories are rising to buttress the point. One suggests that the builders of the Mu continent carried this knowledge with them as they spread across the world. As they moved, they preserved their lost civilization's secrets in stone. Stone tablets, like the ones discovered by James Churchward. What if Churchward was not the only one who found those tablets? Although he was audible about his findings, others may not have been. A more interesting theory suggests that these pyramids were not just tombs or temples, but energy hubs built using a form of advanced technology too complex for us to comprehend. Could the pyramids be the last remnant of the lost continent Mu? If true, what advanced technology did this ancient civilization use that could not be understood? Were the Mu people even humans? Brace yourself. You are about to hear some of the most bizarre stories about the Mu continent. It will leave you questioning your genes and wondering if you are 100% human after all. Let's backtrack to who the Mu people were. As popularized by Augustus Le Plongeon and James Churchward, the Mu continent was said to be the first great civilization. That is, all human knowledge, technology, and even spirituality came from here. This would explain the magnificent structures on Easter Island and even the pyramids. But the deeper we dig, the more questions emerge. How did an ancient civilization predating Egypt achieve such incredible advancements? How did they develop complex languages, master astronomy, and build structures that modern engineering still finds difficult to explain? Little wonder the wild theories started flying in. What if Mu's people were not human? Enter the ancient astronaut hypothesis. This theory says that extraterrestrials visited Earth thousands of years ago and interacted with early humans, influencing their development. Newsflash. This theory is no mere speculation. Proof has been found in ancient texts around the world. Take, for instance, how the Sumerians talk about the Anunnaki, celestial beings who descended from heaven to create and guide humanity, or the Mayan Popol Vuh, which elaborates on sky gods who made man from nothing. Or do we talk about the Hindu Vedas and their Vimanas craft piloted by the gods? The stories of contact with extraterrestrial life abound. Some researchers argue that these were not myths, but visitors from outside our planet. If they are correct, could Mu have been their first point of contact? The witnesses of the tablets keep saying one thing: the people of Mu were incredibly advanced. They were said to have divine rulers who were wise beings with knowledge deeper than what a primitive civilization should have possessed. Now it seems like Mu is not just home to humans, but something more. A hybrid civilization, perhaps. But if this was true on any plane, there is a horrific likelihood that awaits any human willing to explore this trail of thought. Some theories suggest that if extraterrestrials did visit Mu, they had one goal in mind: to intervene with humanity. After all, ancient texts keep making references to divine beings being the source of humanity or modifying humanity. This could have occurred through mating between extraterrestrials and the first civilizations. In this era, scientists could call such matters a total abomination because of their controversy. What if this coexistence was also an outrageous controversy back then? So much that the entire continent had to be wiped away in a single night. This is where the real chaos began. It did not start with the fascinating origin of the Mu civilization or James Churchward, the first audible founder of the ancient tablets. Neither did historians make a scuffle when the Moai statues and the Great Pyramids were linked to Mu, or more shockingly, when there were theories of a possible mating between humans and aliens thousands of years ago. The straw that broke the camel's back was the sudden disappearance of Mu and its inhabitants. All other theories and propositions were tolerated as historians could not find solid proof to debunk the claims of James Churchward. However, geological findings were the core strength of historians. If there were no intellectual proof of such a civilization, surely the Earth would not lie, would it? Sadly, there is no geological evidence of a sunken continent in the Pacific, and this is how scientists concluded. Geologists argue that continents don't just sink, not especially one with over 60 million inhabitants and a thriving livelihood within. Moreover, the Pacific Ocean floor has been extensively mapped. There is no evidence of a massive lost landmass beneath the waves. Even plate tectonics, which is the process by which the Earth's crust shifts, makes it impossible for a continent as large as the size of Mu to have suddenly disappeared without a trace. Then there are the Nakal tablets discovered by James Churchward. The ancient records that he claimed told the story of Mu. The problem is that no one ever saw these tablets besides Churchward. He never provided the tablets for secondary analysis. Because of this, no other researcher could confirm their existence. Without the tablets, the entire story of the Mu civilization is built on an unverified claim. But it doesn't end here. Linguists also came forward to challenge Churchward's belief that Mu was the mother civilization that influenced Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Mesoamerica. Their thoughts: what if the languages and architectural principles of these different civilizations were all developed independently? Since there is no solid linguistic or genetic evidence linking them to a shared origin in the Pacific, this looks like a sure thought. But if Mu never existed, why do so many cultures have stories of a lost homeland swallowed by the sea? Is there a loose thread in this story? Perhaps there is. Although scientists and historians dismiss Churchward's claims of Mu being a lost continent that founded human civilization, some researchers believe that there could be an iota of truth behind the legend. One possibility: what if Mu was not a continent, but a misinterpretation of real historical events? Take, for example, the Indonesian landmass theory. Researchers suggest that Mu could be the Sundaland region, a vast area of Southeast Asia that partially went under at the end of the last ice age. This was about 12,000 years ago, at about the same time frame Churchward described. Another misinterpretation deduced by scholars is the writings that started it all. Remember the Mayan writings discovered by Augustus Le Plongeon? Yes. Some researchers believe that Le Plongeon simply misinterpreted Mayan texts that referenced an ancient place called Mu. What if those texts were not referring to a lost continent, but a different symbolic land? And about the extinction of Mu. Churchward said the lost continent disappeared in a cataclysmic event. Volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, he said. But what if this legend is a memory of real events? Disastrous events like the sinking of Doggerland in Europe or the flooding of Sunderland. These alternative explanations suggest that Mu might not have been a lost continent, but a mix of different real-world events and myths passed down from generation to generation.